mi gente, bienvenidos nuevamente a mi canal. Hola mi gente, bienvenidos nuevamente a mi canal de YouTube. Si esta es tu primera vez aquí viendo esta cara bonita aquí, hola, yo me llamo Demontre Brown y en el video de hoy vamos a estar hablando de algo... Ay, yo no sé ni qué, no sé ni cómo llamarlo. O sea, vamos a hablar de algo sumamente... no sé, controversial. No, controversial no. Bueno, today's video, we are going to be talking about what it's been like my experience being a persona de color, a person of color who happens to also speak Spanish. It's really crazy, and I cannot wait to share with you guys what's going on. If this is your first time here seeing my face, hi, my name is Demontre Brown. Thank you so much for clicking on today's video. You must have clicked because you like what you're seeing, the thumbnail, or maybe even the title just caught your attention. Te llamó la atención, no sé, pero gracias por hacerle click a mi video. Before we get into the video, if you like what you see around here, it's a little all over the place, but that's what we love. We love that. We love a person who's trying to get their life together. We love a person who's going through things and is bringing you guys along with. So if you're here for the journey and you're here to learn more about me and what I go through and for some interesting topics that will be coming up here on my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. We love to have you around here. We do not mind. We got tons of space. Trust me. Come on and occupy some of these seats over here. But without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and hop right into el video de hoy. Alright guys, so today, I don't know why I keep moving on this thing. I'm basically sitting on a stool. It's not even a stool, it's a table. Like, very ghetto, I know, please. Save it for your mama, okay? Very ghetto. But yes, basically today I want to go ahead and discuss my experiences of what it's been like speaking Spanish as a person of color. So, a little backstory for those of you guys who don't know. I am black, African American. My mom is African American. My dad is Panamanian. My dad's mom is Panamanian. My dad is black, African American, Panamanian, whatever. I have family members who are Panamanian. I was very much inspired by them to be able to speak their language, our language, and so I wanted to learn it, and that's my reason for learning Spanish. I've been speaking Spanish since I was about, I can't really remember the age because I was really young. I started learning in elementary school. I'm in high school now. So a long time. I've been speaking Spanish for more than 5, 6, 7 years now, and I've been through a lot. I don't want to say I've been through a lot like it's just been some horrible experience, like, oh my god, I've just been through this horrible. No, it hasn't been that bad. It's actually been kind of cool. I think it's cool being the odd one. I think it's cool being able to do something that people aren't used to seeing, and it catches the eye, it catches the ear. It's like very intriguing. I think that's really cool. So basically, being a person of color and living in Texas, I can't really speak for the rest of the world, but living in Texas, it's not very common to see a person like me speaking Spanish. Now, when I was growing up or whatever, I saw people like my grandparents, my grandma who speaks Spanish. Abuelita, si está viendo este video, hola, salud, bendiciones. She would be speaking Spanish on the phone con mis tías, you know, my uncles and aunts and cousins, like all of them speak Spanish. So for me growing up, I never looked at it like, oh my god, she's a black lady speaking Spanish. What is this? Like, it was very normal to me, literally. Like, I never thought about it ever in my life. I then began learning Spanish, and then I started going to school. I've been going to school. I went into 6th grade, into middle school, and I don't know, it was just like, I would speak Spanish and they would look at me like, that's coming out of your mouth? Like, you speaking Spanish? Like, you, the black boy, speaking Spanish? Like, I remember at one point they didn't even know my name. I was just the black boy who speaks Spanish, literally. So fast forward to 6th grade, there was this girl. She comes from Mexico, and she knows no English whatsoever. I'm telling you guys, she doesn't know a lick of English. She doesn't even know how to say hello, how are you, blue, red, green, drive off, escape, nothing. She don't know how to say anything in English. So she comes in the classroom, and there I am, and this time I'm the only person in the class who knows Spanish at this point. The teacher figures out that there's a student in the classroom who doesn't speak any English. She speaks Español. ¿Quién la puede ayudar? She begins to ask the class, like, who can help her? So she goes around asking everybody who looks Spanish. Y'all know how you got that look like you speak Spanish, that look like you speak Korean, that look like you speak something else. So she went around the classroom asking people if they speak Spanish, and everyone's like, no, I don't speak Spanish. I should, but I don't. I'm Mexican, but I don't. I'm Puerto Rican, but I no. And one of the students yelled out, Demontre speaks Spanish. And the teacher laughs, and she's like, nah, y'all, I need someone who speaks Spanish for real. And I'm like, but you've never even heard me speak Spanish before. You never even knew that. You don't even know. You just, because I'm black, apparently because I'm black, I don't speak Spanish. Okay, so at this point, she didn't have a choice but to let the girl sit next to me and for me to help her, because at this point, nobody in the classroom was speaking Spanish. Everyone who she thought spoke Spanish wasn't speaking Spanish, right? So the girl comes and sits next to me and she's like, ¿Qué dijo la maestra? Basically like asked me like, what did the teacher say? And I'm like, she said that she doesn't feel like I can speak Spanish, that somebody else should do the job. And the little girl was like, that was really rude. Like, how does she know you just don't, like, whatever. I'm like, exactly, like, exactly. So fast forward, I'm helping a girl on her homework. I'm translating the stuff for her. I'm interpreting what this means, what the teacher's saying. The teacher's telling me, and then she being petty, y'all. She's over here like, and I'm like, too easy, I got you. And she just could not believe it. She was so in shock. She just could not believe the fact that I, a little black boy, was speaking Spanish and none of her lookalikes was doing it better than me. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but that's what I'm able to do. And she basically was not feeling it. She did not like it, and I don't know what to tell her. You know, I'm over here like, you know, this is what I do. This is what I do. My whole middle school year, everybody was so shocked, and then they all became accustomed to the black boy speaking Spanish, so it was no longer like a big deal anymore. Okay, fast forward to high school. Everybody is so shook. Everybody is, they just cannot believe a black person is speaking their language. They just cannot believe it. They're looking at me crazy. They're asking, where are you from? How did you learn Spanish? What did you do? You don't look like you speak Spanish. You look black. I'm sure. I'm sure I look black. I am black. You don't have to tell me I look black. I know I look black. I am black. Duh. But it's such a huge surprise for them. They just cannot believe it. It's foreign to their mind, to their brain. They just can't believe it. I had teachers. I had this black teacher for, I think it was chemistry. I can't remember. I think it was chemistry, but I had her, and one of the Puerto Rican dudes came up to me. He was like, "Hey, ¿qué es lo que tú haces? ¿Qué tú haces aquí? ¿Por qué tú llegaste tarde para la clase?" Or whatever the case may be. And I'm just like, you know, whatever. And the teacher hears me speak Spanish, and she's immediately like, okay, so she's at her desk, you know, writing stuff down or whatever, and she's like, "That's coming from you?" And I'm like, "What's coming from me?" She's like, you speak Spanish. You speak Spanish? You know, es una morena, so you know how they be. You speak Spanish? And I'm like, yeah. How you learn to speak Spanish? Who taught you how to speak Spanish? Oh, you think you better than everybody because you speak Spanish. Now, mind y'all, she's just playing, right? But I took it very offensively because I knew what she meant in that way. Like, she's trying to make it seem like she's playing to cover up the fact that she's not playing. But for me, I just felt like, you know, like, it's not even a me trying to flex thing. It's not a me trying to front thing. Like, it's just I'm able to speak it, and you guys look at it like I'm trying to front, or I think I'm better than everybody, and it's not. But yeah, the teacher basically just could not believe that it was me speaking Spanish, that the Spanish was coming out of my mouth, and I don't know, she just could not believe it. So that was that. That was my beginning of high school day experience. Now that I go to a new high school, I'm actually re-experiencing everything that I experienced at my previous high school. So I went to obviously I went to a different high school, but now I go to a new one. This school is like filled with Mexicans. Like, there's tons of Mexicanas. I'm used to my other school being Dominican, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, hasta los Panameños. We even had like people from Honduras, Nicaragua, but here it's just mostly Mexicans. So they would be talking or whatever, they would be saying stuff, and I have one period where it's literally everyone in that classroom speaks Spanish but 2 people, and it's an English class. It's really weird. And so y'all, I'm gonna break my neck, okay? I sat at a table where everyone was speaking Spanish and they were talking, and of course I'm not gonna be just sitting over here, you know, being left out. Like, let me have them on the conversation too. So I start speaking Spanish and they're all like, you know, like, sometimes, guys, I feel like they looking at me the way that people looked at Jesus walking on water. That's what it feels like to be black speaking Spanish around here. They look at you like you are doing magic tricks, like you're a magician, like you're just like, whatever. You just look like you got superpowers, and they can't believe what you're doing. They can't believe what you're doing. That's what it feels like. And so I'm just like, you know, it's normal for me. It's not a big deal, but that's basically what it's like. Another part to me speaking Spanish that I've experienced is a lot of people, especially coming from my own people, not like my family, but like people from the same color of me, people like black people as well, people of color. I experience a lot of the times that when they see me speaking Spanish or they hear me speaking Spanish, their first thought is, oh, you think you better than everybody, or you think you all that because you speak Spanish. Like, when did I ever say I thought I was all that because I speak Spanish? Cuando yo dije que yo me creía mejor que todos ustedes porque hablo español. Cuando yo lo dije es porque yo no me acuerdo de haber dicho eso, porque nunca lo he dicho. I've never said that. I've never said that I think I'm better than you, I'm better than your daddy, I'm better than your mom, I'm better than your cousin because I speak Spanish. That's not what I've ever said. That's your perception of it. That's the way you see it. That's not the way that I see it. I feel like sometimes they're jealous because they can't do it, but that doesn't mean I think I'm better than you. I just took the time to acquire the language. You can do the same thing. But I get that a lot. I get that a lot from my people. They look at me like I'm crazy, or you think you all that. Now, sometimes it's really cool because some people be like, you know, they trying to flirt and stuff. They think it's real cute. Ooh, Montre, speak some Spanish. Don't Montre say something in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, stuff like that. But other people, they just feel like, and I can't even just say it's everybody. I can only really just say it's my people. That's it. It's my people. What else have I experienced being black and speaking Spanish? Being black and speaking Spanish, there are some good things about it. Like being able to sit at a table full of people talking Spanish around you and you just literally just sit in the middle of the table and you just pretend like you on your phone or you're reading a book and you eavesdropping and you listen to the whole conversation. Y'all, I do it all the time. I do it all the time. I just sit at the table and I hear them speak Spanish, and sometimes it'd be good, sometimes it'd be really boring. I just be like, this is a waste of time, but sometimes it'd be actually interesting. Like they be talking about some good stuff. There was this one time I was in the library and I kind of gave it away because I started laughing because this girl said something that was kind of funny. I started laughing, and so they kind of figured that I was, I don't know, they kind of figured that I knew. But at the same time, I mean, it's still a pro. It's still a pro. You can go in and sit down and, you know, whatever. You can get a good job, you know, if you speak Spanish. I don't know. It's just, there's so many pros to it, so many good things about it that I actually would recommend people like me to learn Spanish, people of color, to go out and learn Spanish. It's very much needed a ton. La gran mayoría de las personas que viven aquí hablan en español. Y yo creo que va a ser muy necesario o muy beneficial para ti aprender a hablar el idioma. Pero yo no creo que sea difícil. Sí, al principio se le va a hacer un poquito difícil, pero yo no creo que sea tan difícil. Yo creo que es fácil si tú lo quieres aprender de verdad, de verdad, de verdad. Also, another thing about being a person of color and speaking in Spanish is that the people who speak Spanish and they don't speak in English, they appreciate you taking the time to learn their language or to speak with them or to help them, to give them directions. I used to work back when I lived over, I used to work at McDonald's, and a lot of people would come in, they didn't speak any English, they only spoke Spanish, and it just put a smile on their face. It warmed their hearts to know that like someone like me who doesn't look, you know, quote unquote Hispano, could speak their language, and they just felt really good about it, and it made them really happy. And yeah, they really enjoy you for that. If you speak Spanish, they really like that. They really feel like, wow, I can't believe you took the time out to learn our language to help me. That makes them want to keep coming back. A lot of them kept coming back. I've seen them like 2, 3, 4 times a week. They were just there because they knew that they could come there and there would be somebody there who speaks their language. There would be somebody there to help them. Another thing about it is that I actually don't like, but like being a person of color and speaking Spanish, it doesn't matter how bad their English is, they will continue to speak to you in English even though you're speaking to them in Spanish because they feel like you're black and you don't know. They look at you like, oh,
yeah, he's speaking a little Spanish, but maybe he just knows a few words and phrases. He's still black. I don't think he knows what he's talking about. I don't think he really can understand me.
They feel like if they start speaking, you're not gonna understand them. Sir, I'm speaking to you en español porque te entiendo. Te estoy hablando a ti en español porque yo sé lo que me vas a decir. Yo entiendo todo. No hay nada que tú puedas decir que yo no entienda. O sea, like, really, like, I understand you. I understand everything. So that's another thing that I've experienced as being a person of color and speaking Spanish. But to rate it all, I give it a good 10 out of 10 experience. It's been a lot, but it's been a great thing. It's actually been something that's changed my life, and I'm happy to have been able to acquire the language and to be able to speak it and to be in this form, to not look like it, but to still be able to do it. It's a really good thing. I absolutely enjoy it. I absolutely love it. And like I said, I recommend any of you guys out there who may be black or dark skinned and you've been contemplating on learning it, go ahead and learn it. They're going to appreciate it, and you're going to appreciate it in the long run because it's going to help you in your life, and it's going to be very beneficial to you. You're probably going to be able to get a good job and different things like that. And also you can communicate with tons more people. Speaking Spanish, a lot of people speak Spanish in so many different countries, different parts of the world. You'll be able to communicate and build so many friendships and different things like that. También voy a hablar en español para que ustedes sepan, miren, vean cómo es que yo hablo español. Yo sí hablo español muy bien. Yo sé que no parezco, pero eso es normal porque me han dicho eso desde que yo era muy chiquito, desde que yo era muy joven, que yo no parezco. Pero yo sí hablo español, lo hablo súper, súper, súper bien. If you guys want to see a video of me talking completely in Spanish, please, I would love to do that video for you guys. I think that video would be absolutely fun, absolutely amazing. I did not want to make this video long, so that's why I'm kind of trying to hurry up here. Thank you guys so much for clicking on this video, for watching this video. If you have not already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Si te gusta este video, por favor, suscríbete a mi canal, dale like al video y comenten allá abajo. Dime también si tú eres moreno y hablas español y cómo ha sido tu experiencia. ¿Tú has vivido algún tipo de racismo? Personas te están diciendo a ti que tú no pareces, algunas personas te están criticando. Like, dímelo, yo quiero saber. A mí me gustaría mucho que compartieran sus historias conmigo, sus cuentos conmigo, para yo leerlos y poder identificarme con ustedes. Y pues hasta el próximo video.